Finally, some time to slow down. That was a crazy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday. Crazy 5 days. Boy, did the days just fly by. By now, I've made my way to Paris, but just wanted to catch up on like what the adventures has been like from the very start. Early morning flight out of Halifax. I was supposed to get the 7 p.m. flight, but I don't know, I think there wasn't enough passengers. I don't know, that's one of the reasons why they would typically cancel a flight. Basically, I got bumped earlier to the 5:55 flight out of Halifax to Toronto. So it's early morning flight. Just sharing a few clips of the snacks on the plane. 3 out of 10, nothing to like throw confetti over. I was hoping for the sunrise, but the sun was behind us by then. Yeah, it was just like a 2.5 hour, 2 hour, I don't know, flight out of Halifax to Toronto. I got to Toronto and made my way to the A gates. So the A gates are where the Delta flights are at. I don't remember if we took Delta last year when we went to New York, when Jade and I went to New York. So I don't even remember trying to make my way to the A gates. But it was easier this time. There was just like a small door that I thought was restricted, but apparently that was a door. And it's just like after that is in YYZ airport. One flight down. Good to go. Thankfully, the US border control queue wasn't that long. I don't know how long it got after that. Like some 3 people missed their planes to LaGuardia in New York, and it even cost another guy $800 just to get pre-booked to make his flight to another country. After border control, there was a duty free, and then there was construction going on. There's at least 3 restaurants like immediately after. It was funny. It's kind of interesting on those A gates. So the A10. Gate A10 and above, they were on a prettier side, and like towards it there's actually a wellness shop, wellness center. Like people could get a massage or a manicure or pedicure and stuff like that, and a shower too. But where my gate was at, the closer I got to the gate, it was like the sadder and sadder it felt. The A6, where I was going to take my Delta flight to Detroit, was actually like for the baby trips, like the really short ones. True enough, when we got on the plane, it was a Bombardier, one of those really small planes, and I was kind of scared. It's like almost like a charter jet, where there was only one aisle in the middle, and there's 2 like paired seats on the 2 sides. Yeah, but like 40 minutes after taking off from Toronto, we actually were taxiing into the bay at DTW, aka Detroit Wayne County Metropolitan Airport. I think I remember that. On our way to the last flight, my last flight. It did throw me off because it was my first time to be in DEW and all that stuff. Thankfully, there is like an airport tour about miles on foot. It's a YouTube channel, and they do a walk-in tour of DDW on their channel, so that was really helpful. And those are things that I just do. I just YouTube stuff and I just like try to figure things out. So that wasn't too bad. There's 2 terminals. The B and C ports are where my flight from Toronto landed, and then the A was on the other side, and it was a tram, or there's a huge gumball coin, whatever, dispenser. There was a Time magazine newsstand, a The Economist newsstand, and a Wall Street Journal newsstand. The kid that was raised by journalists was just like, that's pretty interesting. And there was a Michigan store, like the Michigan State University store. It's kind of interesting too. Yeah, so I was just walking around the airport, exploring. I think I had a layover this 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay, let's find my gate, which is in 3 hours. Half of me actually wants to go out. Let's see. Yeah, I was actually even thinking of getting out of the airport, but I had an 18-hour adventure, and I thought I might as well conserve my energy. So really nice airport, at least the A terminal. I didn't get to spend so much time exploring BNC. What else did I do? Yeah, sooner than I knew it, I was boarding the next plane. 7.5-hour flight.
Ooh, a Westin. Walk. Stand. Hispanic Heritage Month. Airport code DTW. I still don't know what it means. Japanese food. And this is it, my last flight. And the next stop is going to be the one that's going to be in Europe. I want to say where I'm going. Most of the people that I've chatted with before I left actually know where I'm going. Amsterdam. Go to Amsterdam for a few days, 14 days actually, to be in Europe, backpacking-ish. 36-year-old version of me. Let's see how it goes. A little bit more slow and more calm, I guess.
It turns out, apparently, that flight attendants, they do have this nifty tool on their phones that they know, obviously they know who you are. They also know your next destination. So a couple of people who were sitting next to me, they wanted to know their flight, their gates, were they going to be late, were they going to make it, how long was the walk from where we were going to get taxied at to where their planes were going to be, their next planes were going to be gated at. So that's cool. Like she was actually able to figure out like what gate, which gate they needed to go. But you have to ask, otherwise they're not going to tell you. And because I was a strong, independent woman, I was going to ask. On the plane to Amsterdam, I did shed that strong, independent woman self-image because the plane was so damn big. It was made for tall people, like Dutch. Like it was super duper tall. There was no way for me to lift my bag over to the overhead bin. So I like forget about it. I just asked the guy, like, can you please help me put my luggage up? The plane is really big. I think it's Airbus 350. Pretty cool. Nice infotainment system. My favorite, it's really just tracking where the plane is at. That's my favorite tool on that app, that thing. But 7.5 hours, that was really just, if I can get good sleep during that time, it's equivalent to just get sleep. Like it's roughly 3 repeats of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which is like my go-to every time I fly. More or less, I pray that there's Harry Potter and just play it and just the familiarity of the dialogue and everything that's happened in the movie is just like brings me to sleep. Yeah, so the food was really not really good, I'd say, but like food was okay. 1 hour to flight and dinner. 1 hour before we landed was breakfast. Obviously there was a pillow and a blanket, and they gave us free earphones for the in-flight entertainment. We could get Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi to browse is another cost. Wi-Fi to text is free. So I was able to text Jade, just like bug her all throughout, every time I was away, and do my rants and all that stuff. Yeah, and then finally I made it to Amsterdam. 6 a.m. out of Halifax, 7 a.m. in Amsterdam. 24-hour journey. Actually, I was awake from 3:30 and super duper tired. So I made it. I made it in one piece. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. The flight changes weren't too bad. I mean, the changes that happened as a result of the flight changes. they weren't too bad. I had enough time. The next video is going to be day 1 and day 2. Windmills, museums, sleep, going around Amsterdam, Jean's and all that jazz. I'll see you.